My name is John Lyndsey. I'm the CEO of Bitwage.
Hi, my name is Jonathan Chester, and I am the co-founder and president of Bitwage. Bitwage is an international payroll company that leverages blockchain technology. So Bitwage is out to solve the problem of figuring out how to deal with your international payroll, right? International payroll is a huge pain, right? Most systems are inaccessible everywhere. There's a lot of cost dealing with it, and I always like to think about this one example to really get the idea across. And the idea or the example is of Uber. Uber's paying people in 58 different countries. And how are they doing this right now? Well, they really have only two options. One is they go around to all these different countries, build banking relationships, have to deal with incorporating in half of these different places, which is just a huge pain. No one really wants to deal with all these different bank accounts. The second option is that they integrate 5, 6, 7 different payment systems to be able to pay out to all these different areas, and then the whole system becomes clunky. You're dealing with a bunch of different APIs. It's not an elegant process. And what the result of this, right, is because none of the payments around the world are it's inaccessible. There isn't a one-stop shop payment system or payroll system to be able to pay your employees and contractors everywhere. But on top of that, on top of this inaccessibility, which is something that Bitwage looks to solve, is the idea that regardless of the two ways that you're using it, you're still going through this correspondent banking system, which is really a very old, antiquated financial system where when you send payments from one place to another, you're going through 6, 7, 8 different intermediaries, and each one of these intermediaries are taking a piece of the funds, are delaying the transactions, and increasing the risk of your wires getting lost, because there's a person at each financial institution putting in some numbers, and each one of these people may accidentally put a 0 where there's a 1, and all of a sudden the wire gets lost, and it's taking 2 weeks, 3 weeks for the funds to arrive. So it becomes an unreliable system. And Bitwage is looking to solve both the accessibility issues as well as these issues of intermediaries in the payroll, international payroll process by leveraging the blockchain and fixing all of this. So Bitwage solves this huge problem in the international payroll market with 3 different solutions. And 2 of them are actually interrelated. So the first one is our bank-to-bank solution, which is a direct bank transfer, right? You send dollars in, you get Filipino pesos out into your bank account on the other end. And this happens to be one of the most powerful, fastest, most transparent, and cost-efficient ways to send money. And we currently have this from US to the Philippines, India, Mexico, and Brazil. But in terms of the accessibility issue, right, because this sort of solves the issue around correspondent banking and all the fees and the lack of transparency. But from the accessibility side, we also have a cloud savings solution, which enables anyone anywhere in the world to receive their wages through our system, and they can hold it in one of 24 different currencies or 4 different precious metals. And connected to that is a debit card, and this debit card actually is able to pull funds from this account and allow you to pay in local currency. So when previously you were holding your funds in gold, all of a sudden, in an instant, you're paying in Mexican peso or euros. And so to give you an idea of like a situation where this is being used, we have employees in Argentina who are receiving their wages through our system like this. And so when previously they used to lose 30% when sending their payment, receiving their payrolls and their wages down there, and then holding their funds in this very volatile Argentinian peso that's losing 40% of its value year over year. Now they're holding their funds in dollars or in gold, and then they're able to access those funds a lot cheaper, a lot faster with the debit card for whenever they need to do local payments. So, and John, I think you want to say something.
Yeah, so just I want to follow up with on Jonathan about sort of three reasons why we see customers coming to us. One of them, Jonathan was highlighting, being the price. So if you go on our site right now and we do just a screen scraping of a bank, retail bank, and the bank's basically at around 14% higher than our rate. This is for U.S. to Philippines. Just one example of why customers are coming to us in some scenarios because of price. Another reason is speed. Um, we can get it down to 10 minutes um, for an international transfer, and obviously to beat that in the regular world, you have to have money on the other side, and you just do a balance transfer. Um, so you have to float the money, and if you're using a third party service to do that float, this leads into this third reason why people come to us, and this is because of limits. So a third party service who's going to offer the service of doing a same day transfer is going to essentially float the money for you, and then is only because of the risk associated with that, they might only let you transfer a small amount per year in that type of speed. So because of the cost, the speed, and the limits, we see people coming to these Bitwage products.
Bitwage's mission is to bring the value of real-time payments global. So at the end of the day, what we're looking to try and do is making it so simple, so easy to pay your employees in Ukraine, Brazil, Germany, US, South Africa, Philippines. It's like sending a text message. And for us, payroll is just the beginning.